United States, to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Did I forget anything?
Very nice. Everyone else could mute except for Councilwoman Francois, who will give the invocation, please.
As we gather today virtually as members of the Township Council of Franklin Township, we pray that we are ever mindful of opportunities to render our service to our fellow citizens and to our community. O God, the creator and redeemer of all the faithful, please hear our supplications. Please grant us peace. Please grant us wisdom. Please grant us understanding. Please grant us healthy families, healthy communities, and a healthy world. Please grant us hope in this coronavirus crisis and COVID-19 pandemic. Please help us to place service above ourselves and help our neighbors in our daily endeavors. Oh God, please bless Franklin Township and please bless America. Amen.
Amen. Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
Councilman Imbarson?
Here.
Councilman Chase?
Here.
Councilwoman Francois?
Here.
Councilman Galtieri?
Here.
Mayor Kramer?
Here.
Deputy Mayor Unijaka?
What's called this on the north side of Tree.
Councilwoman Pruitt?
Here.
Here. Councilman Vasanella?
Here.
Councilman Wright?
Councilman Wright is on the video, but he's having a little problem.
Mowgli's brothers.
Okay, I can hear in the background a radio or a television. Whoever has that on, either mute and turn it off. For the public, so we're going to do things a little differently this time. There's a lot of business we have to get done, and we are worried about the technology failing us. By the way, council members, if it does go down, sign back on immediately and try to get it up again. Because we want to get everything done, and before any type of technological crash, we're going to move the public comments to the end. There will be public comment on opportunity for public comment on the budget and other things, so you can weigh in at that time, and then we'll have general public comment at the end. So the next item is approval of the minutes. We'll present the following minutes for approval by the Township Council. The work session regular meeting, March 10th, 2020 at 5:30 p.m. and the executive session on March 10th, 2020. Do I have a motion on the minutes?
So moved.
Second?
Second.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. Any discussion, any corrections? Madam Clerk?
Councilman Imbarson?
Yes.
Councilman Chase?
Yes.
Councilwoman Francois?
Yes.
Councilman Galtieri?
Yes.
Mayor Kramer?
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Unijaka? Councilwoman Pruitt? Yes. Councilman Vasanella?
Yes.
Councilman Wright?
You were saying many of the same things about China just a couple of months ago. So, I mean, how do you square your decision to?
Again, I'm hearing a radio in the background. Okay, we're now on to the warrants. Warrants in the amount of $17,633,314.08 on April 14th are presented to the Township Council for payment. We have a motion.
So moved.
Second.
And again, seconded. Any discussion? Any item needs to be pulled? Hearing none, Madam Clerk?
Councilman Imbarson?
Yes.
Councilman Chase?
Yes.
Councilwoman Francois?
Yes.
Councilman Galtieri?
Yes.
Mayor Kramer?
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Unijaka? Councilwoman Pruitt,
Yes.
Councilman Vasanella,
Yes.
Councilman Wright.
Okay, item number 7, calendar year 2020 municipal budget, ordinance 4317-20. Introduction to exceed the municipal budget appropriation limits and to establish a cap bank. Calendar year 2020 is presented for public hearing and final adoption. Public hearing has been noticed as required. We have a motion to open to the public.
So moved.
Seconded.
Moved and seconded. Any discussion? Seeing none. All in favor of opening to the public, say aye or raise your hand. Aye.
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 Yeah. Against, say nay. Public hearing is open. Anyone from the public wishing to speak can speak now. Mr. Manager, exactly how
Mr. Mayor, yes, if I could give some instruction though to those members of the public listening. If you have called in on the telephone, we will be unmuting your phones. And when we unmute your phones, if anyone has interest in making a comment, we ask you to please speak up, and then we'll ask you to do it one by one. If you have logged in by computer, please use the chat function to let the moderator know that you wish to make a comment. If we see your name in the chat section, we will then unmute you and allow you to make your comment. So we'll give it a couple seconds for anyone. But first, we'll start with the unmuting of the phone calls. Bob? All right, we're unmuting the phone calls. Please speak in if you wish to make a comment on this first ordinance.
Look at this, there's something I want to open up almost now. Now, if we disagree.
I hear no one speaking up, so we're going to close to the call-ins. I see no comments in the chat section.
Portion of the hearing.
Mr. Mayor, it would appear that no one wishes to make a comment on this ordinance.
Okay, we have a motion to close the public hearing.
Motion to close the public hearing.
Seconded.
Seconded.
Okay, all in favor of closing public hearing on this portion, say aye.
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 And those opposed, say nay. Okay, public session is closed. So I have a motion on the item to adopt.
So moved.
Seconded.
Moved and seconded. Any discussion on the council? Hearing none, Madam Clerk. You're muted, Anne Marie, you're muted. You're still muted.
Okay. Councilman Ambarson. Everybody's muted, it looks like.
Yeah, for some
Councilman
reason,
Chase.
everyone went mute. Councilman Amberson, you're muted. Roll call.
Yes.
Okay. Councilman Chase.
Yes.
Councilwoman Francois.
Yes.
Councilman Galtieri.
Yes.
Mayor Kramer.
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Onijaka. Councilwoman Pruitt.
Yes.
Councilman Vasanella.
Yes.
Councilman Wright.
Thumbs up from Councilman Wright. Very good. Okay, so we are now on to a vote to authorize, by the way, for the public, because we're trying to get through this, I'm not going to do my usual commentary on every item of the budget. We're going to try to get through this. Authorize Resolution 20-124, authorized to read calendar year 2020 budget by title only. Do we have a motion to read by title only?
So moved.
Seconded.
Moved and seconded. Hearing no discussion, Madam Clerk.
Councilman Ambarson.
Yes.
Councilman Chase.
Yes.
Councilwoman Francois. Yes.
Councilman Galtieri,
Yes.
Mayor Kramer,
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Chaka, Councilwoman Pruitt,
Yes.
Councilman Vasanella,
Yes.
Councilman Wright.
Yes.
Okay, we're on to item number C. Budget hearing on calendar year 2020 municipal budget is introduced and advertised. Do we have a motion to open to the public on the budget?
So moved.
Second.
Okay. We have a second to open?
Yes.
Second.
Okay. All in favor of opening the, to public session on the budget, say aye.
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 Opposed, say nay. We are open to the public on this item only, Mr. Manager.
So again, I would ask all of those who have called in, your phones are about to be unmuted. If you wish to make a comment, please speak up and let us know. And if you are logged into your computers to access this meeting, please make an entry in the chat function to let us know that you wish to make a comment. So all of the call-ins are now unmuted.
Anyone wish to speak? Okay.
Operator, please give me the phone. Mr. Mayor, I see no entries in the chat function for those that are logged in by computer.
So do we have a motion to close public session on this item?
So moved.
Second.
By the way, what I see is when he mutes all the phones, we all get muted, at least I do. So moved and seconded, all in favor of closing public session on this item, say aye.
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 Opposed, say nay. Motion is carried. Do we have a motion on the item?
So moved.
Seconded.
Moved and seconded. Any discussion on the item? Madam Clerk?
Councilman Larson,
Yes.
Councilman Chase,
Yes.
Councilwoman Francois,
Yes.
Councilman Galtieri,
Yes.
Mayor Kramer,
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Onijaka, Councilwoman Pruitt,
Yes.
Councilman Vasanella, Councilman Wright.
Yes.
Oh,
We lost Councilman Vasanella?
I said yes. Can you hear me?
Now I
Now
can
we
hear
can.
you. Okay.
okay, very good. Glad you could join us audibly, Councilman Wright. We heard that. Okay, now on to item number D, Resolution 20-125, amend the calendar year 2020 municipal budget. Do I have a motion on that?
So moved.
Motion.
Seconded.
Moved and seconded. So what this is about is we were using, what we have decided to use more of the fund balance, more of our savings account essentially, so that we do not have to raise the levy. So there will not be a tax increase. We're going to increase it before, because of what's going on and the financial hardships, we've decided to use our fund balance to pay for it. And this amendment is to put in a 0% tax increase. Any other discussion? Madam Clerk?
Councilman Larson,
Yes.
Councilman Chase,
Yes.
Councilwoman Francois,
Yes.
Councilman Galtieri,
Yes.
Mayor Kramer,
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Onijaka, Councilwoman Pruitt,
Yes.
Councilman Vasanella,
Yes.
Councilman Wright.
Yes.
Okay, so that completes the budget. We are now on to the calendar year 2020 Hamilton Street Special.
No.
That, you just amended it,
Oh, you're right. I
so
skipped.
now we need to adopt it as amended.
You do need to adopt it.
That occurred to me. Sorry. So on resolution 20-126, adoption of the calendar year 2020 municipal budget as amended. Do we have a motion to adopt the budget?
So moved.
Seconded.
Seconded.
Moved and seconded. Any discussion on the budget? Seeing none, Madam Clerk.
Councilman Imberson,
Yes.
Councilman Chase,
Yes.
Councilwoman Francois,
Yes.
Councilman Galtieri,
Yes.
Mayor Kramer,
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Onizaka, Councilwoman Pruitt,
Yes.
Councilman Vasanella,
Yes.
Councilman Wright.
Okay, we're on to item number 8 now. The Hamilton Street Special Improvement District budget for calendar year 2020. A public hearing is in order. We have a motion to open to the public.
So moved.
Wait a minute.
And seconded. All in favor of opening to the public, say aye.
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 Aye. All opposed, say nay. Motion is carried. We are open to the public on this item only. Mr. Manager.
First, moderator, please open up all the phone lines for call-ins. Anyone who wishes to make a comment by phone, please speak up.
What about resolution 2127?
We're not there yet.
Councilor Councilman.
2127 is part of Hamilton Street Improvement District.
Mr. Mayor, seeing no entries in the chat function and no one speaking on the call-ins, I'd say no one wishes to make a comment on this particular public hearing.
So do we have a motion to close the public hearing?
So moved.
In a second.
Second.
Moved in second, and all in favor of closing public hearing, say aye.
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 Opposed, say nay. Public hearing is closed. We are now on to Councilman Chase's resolution 2127. Read the Hamilton Street Special Improvement District by budget by title only. We have a motion.
So moved.
So moved. Seconded.
Moved and seconded. Any discussion? Seeing none. You just changed. Okay. Madam Clerk.
Councilman Imberson,
Yes.
Councilman Chase,
Yes.
Councilwoman Francois,
Yes.
Councilman Galtieri,
Yes.
Mayor Kramer,
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Onizaka, Councilwoman Pruitt,
Yes.
Councilman Vasanella,
Yes.
Councilman Wright.
Yes.
Okay, we're now on to 2128. Adopt the calendar year 2020 Hamilton Street Special Improvement District budget as introduced. We have a motion.
So moved.
Second.
Moved and seconded. Any discussion? Seeing none, Madam Clerk?
Councilman Imberson,
Yes.
Councilman Chase,
Yes.
Councilwoman Francois,
Yes.
Councilman Galtieri,
Yes.
Mayor Kramer,
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Onizaka, Councilwoman Pruitt,
Yes.
Councilman Vasanella,
Yes.
Councilman Wright.
Yes.
Deputy Mayor, you're muted. And you're not on camera. You're muted. You have to unmute. At the bottom of the screen. Move your cursor to the bottom of the screen. You'll see, there you go. Say something, Deputy Mayor.
You did it again.
Hello?
Yes, we can hear you.
There we go.
Camera, you need to adjust your camera. Okay, I'm gonna go on with the meeting. Public hearing and adoption on second readings. So this next ordinance is about the quarantine and isolation.
I don't think you're hearing me. Are they hearing me? Mayor, are you hearing me?
I can hear you, yes.
Okay, good.
Okay.
Okay, thank you. You can go now.
Green.
So the next The next item is 4318-20. It is about the quarantine ordinance, which we were asked to enact over a month ago. And it's now coming up for a second, for a public hearing. It's the kind of thing that you introduce, and then with all that's happening, a day now is like a year, and there's so many changes. So as we were coming closer to this meeting, I reviewed it and had a discussion with the township attorney, and it's really kind of out of date now for what's been happening. I had a discussion with a few council members, and they agree. So if we don't get a motion and a second on this, well, actually, Mr. Attorney, would you recommend that we table it so it's easier to bring back should we need it, or what would you recommend?
Mr. Mayor, even if we tabled it, we would end up having to reintroduce it at a meeting and re-advertise the public hearing. So because we do have it scheduled for a public hearing, I am going to suggest that you do it by motion to table, because otherwise the vote would take place after the public hearing, or the failure to adopt it would take place after the public hearing. So I would make a motion to table it now so we alleviate the need to have a public hearing.
Okay, do we have a motion to table the ordinance?
So moved.
So moved.
So we have
So moved.
We have a motion and a second. All in favor? So the only discussion you can have on tabling is to again, I suggest we do it indefinitely. Anyone else have any discussion on when to table it to? So we're going to, yes, would be a motion to table this indefinitely, Madam Clerk.
Councilman Ambassador.
Yes.
Councilman Chase.
Yes.
Councilwoman Pasqua.
Yes.
Councilman Galtier.
Yes.
Mayor Kramer.
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Onijaka.
Yes.
Councilwoman Pruitt.
Yes.
Councilman Vasanella.
Yes.
Councilman Wright.
Yes.
So we're now on to ordinances and on introduction and first reading ordinance 43-19 and 4319-20, an ordinance of the Township of Franklin, County of Somerset, and State of New Jersey, authorizing the acceptance of deeds of dedication from Laura Leggett Grund and Gordon Grund, trustees of the Valentine Trust, the Township of Franklin, for premises known as Block 9, Lot 20.03 Canal Road, and Block 9, Lots 20.03 and 20.04 Copper Mine Road. The following ordinance is presented to the Township Council for adoption on first reading, posting, publication in accordance with law, and public hearing and final adoption on Tuesday, April 28th, 2020 at 7 p.m. at the municipal complex. Do I have a motion to adopt?
So moved.
Seconded.
Moved and seconded. Any discussion? Mr. Chase?
I inquired about this. The key words in the slightly expanded version are right of way. Apparently, this is just to dedicate small amounts of land along frontages to bring the township right of way into line with the right of way in front of other property. Now, that's more my surmise from the statement about right of way. I inquired of the manager, who referred it to the director of planning, who says, yeah, I think that's what it is.
Okay.
So, Mr. Mayor, and Councilman Chase is correct, and I spoke with Mr. Healy as well, and Mr. Healy assured me that this was in conjunction with the recent acquisition of development rights of a piece of property for the Guns. A decision was made in the engineering department to also get this deed of dedication to even the right-of-way along the frontage of that piece of property.
Ah, good.
Okay, any other discussion? Madam Clerk?
Councilman Imbarson?
Yes.
Councilman Chase?
Yes,
Councilwoman Francois?
Yes.
Councilman Galtieri?
Yes.
Mayor Kramer?
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Andrew Johnson?
Yes.
Councilwoman Pruitt?
Yes.
Councilman Vasanella?
Yes.
Councilman Wright?
Yes.
We now on to the consent agenda. Resolutions, items A through X is listed in the consent agenda. Portion of this meeting are presented to the Township Council for adoption. We have a motion on the consent agenda.
So moved.
Seconded.
Moved and seconded. Any discussion? Anyone like to put an item? So I'll just point out item A, authorize converting of the snow removal reserve to storm recovery reserve. What that means is, it's a little cryptic, but it means we can use some of our snow reserve, for COVID-19, issues should they arise. Any other items? Seeing no one, raise their hand. Madam Master Clerk.
Councilman Imbarson?
Yes.
Councilman Chase?
yes,
Councilwoman Francois?
Yes.
Councilman Galtieri?
Yes.
Mayor Kramer?
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Oni Joplin?
Yes.
Councilwoman Pruitt?
Yes.
Councilman Vasanella?
Yes.
Councilman Wright?
Yes.
So we have three items, if that passes, we have three items, resolutions to be voted on separately. We can vote on them together. Resolution 20-153, support of a mobile COVID-19 test facility within Somerset County, which, by the way, should be opening on Thursday. Resolution 20-154, donation of the Franklin Day Festival proceeds to the Franklin Township Food Bank. And resolution 20-155, approval of appointments to the planning board. Sadly, Mr. Menton has passed away, great loss to the township. He was on the planning board, so what is customary is we move the alternates up, fill those spots, and this will move an alternate spot. This is not putting a new person on the planning board, it's just changing the rank for the planning board. Do we have a motion on those items?
So moved.
seconded,
Moved and seconded. Any discussion on those items? Hearing and seeing none, Madam Master Clerk.
Councilman Imbarson?
Yes.
Councilman Chase?
yes,
Councilwoman Francois?
Yes.
Councilman Galtieri?
Yes.
Mayor Kramer?
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Oni Joplin?
Yes.
Councilwoman Pruitt?
Yes.
Councilman Vasanella?
Yes.
Councilman Wright?
Yes.
Okay. We're now on to new business. 2020 boards, committees, and commission vacancies. Do you have any nominations? Hearing none. We're about to move on to public discussion. I'm going to make some statements prior to public discussion, because it might answer some of the people's questions, and public discussions might be technically difficult. So let me go through these quickly. Please, if you have COVID-19 questions, a lot of them can be answered both medical and legal, and looking for a job and looking for employees, etc., on the covid19.nj.gov website. So covid19.nj.gov website. There's been a lot of controversy about the closing of the parks. I shouldn't say a lot, some controversy about the closing of the parks. First of all, I am in favor of it. I'm not throwing other people under the bus when I say the following. The governor closed the state and county parks. I thought that was a good idea. Others disagree. But when he did that, since people moved from those parks to our local parks, it became obvious to us that would overload our local parks, and social distancing would be impossible. We already were having some social distancing issues, and we thought that would make it very restrictive. So, and technically, it is the manager who closed the parks. However, he did it with my encouragement and blessing to do so. So I'm not casting on him. If people want to be mad at someone, they can be mad at me. If people are grateful for it, they can be grateful to the manager and the council for it. We will open them as soon as we possibly can. We know they're important. We built them. That's why we think they're important. We know they're important to you. Masks, everyone please wear a mask, even if it's a cloth mask. A mask of some kind will help. And a cloth mask may not be as good as a manufactured mask, but it's better than no mask. And you can go to my Facebook page, which is Mayor Phil Kramer. There's two of those out there. The one where I'm wearing a dark suit is the one you should go on. And you can look down and find a video of me showing you how to use a t-shirt for a mask. You can also go to mayorkramer.com, and there you can find that same video. It's easier to find things on the mayorkramer.com website. And you can find a video of me showing you how to make a t-shirt mask. That's the only thing left to you. I want to talk a little bit about doubling times. Doubling time, so one way to measure the severity or the current severity of the virus crisis is just looking at the number of cases per day that are new cases. But if you could imagine, a virus is a contagious entity. So the more people that are infected, the more people are out there to infect other people. So just measuring the sheer number isn't the only way to measure it. Another way to measure it is how long does it take to double the number that you're at. And that doubling time is going up. That's a good thing. It's taking longer and longer to double. For weeks, we were stuck at 3, 4, 5 days between doubling. Now we are up, and by we, I mean the county is up to well over 10 days. The state is over 10 days. And Franklin is really too small of an area to talk about doubling times. So this is good news. We're slowing it down. But as I note, if it's 40 people a day, even though as that's a lower percentage as you have more and more people, so the doubling time goes up, which is a good thing. The pain index is the same, and I don't want people to think I missed that. It's still 40 people. I know the 40 people that they touch, and in their lives that are affected by their being infected. So we are moving in the right direction, but I am certainly aware of the pain. There's been a lot of rumors about property taxes, whether the state is going to delay the payment or increase the grace period of property taxes. There was yesterday, the Senate, it had passed the Assembly. The Senate met yesterday and did not bring it up. So we don't know where that's going. If I were to read tea leaves, my guess is it's not going to happen, but I don't know. There was a time when I thought it was going to happen, and now I'm saying it's not going to happen. So Trenton is sometimes as hard to predict as the virus is. So I don't have a prediction on that for sure. I do on the website and my Facebook page reports the number of cases and the implications of those cases, the ages of people. People often ask me, where are the locations? Where are these cases? I do not have that information. I am not allowed to have it by law, and it is not important in many ways. I understand how it's important to some people. I shouldn't say it's not important. But what is much more important is that you treat every person you encounter as if they are infected. And so you need to keep your distance, you need to wear a mask, and all those other things. And because 50% of people, according to Dr. Fauci, are aware they're infected, you need to assume you are infected, and that when you encounter someone, you don't want to infect them, so you need to wear a mask and keep your 6-foot distancing from them. The census is still out there. The census is important. This virus will pass. It doesn't seem like it now, but it will pass. And one thing we'll want is money from the federal government to help us with this crisis. And the bigger our census, the more money we're going to get. So filling out that census helps not only with this crisis, but with many, many things. The last thing is that your council cares. We've spoken about this many times. We rack our heads and rack our brains on what else we can do. We've taken the advice of the professionals. We are trying to be sensitive to both your emotions and your fears. This council, I am very proud of, cares about what we are doing. That's all I have. We'll open to public session in a second. If people have some short comments prior to the public session, that's fine. The regular council comments will come after. Anyone have anything to say briefly before we open to public session? Not seeing anyone do that. So do we have a motion to open to public session?
So moved.
Seconded.
Second.
Moved and seconded. All in favor of opening to public session, say aye.
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 Opposed? Opposed, motion is carried. We are open to public session. Mr. Manager.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. So anyone who has called in, not those who are using their computers, but anyone who has called in on a telephone, you're going to be unmuted. If you wish to make a comment, please speak up and tell us that you wish to speak. Those of you who have logged in by computer, please make an entry in the chat function and let us know that you wish to make a comment, and you'll be unmuted as well. But first, the call-in people are now being unmuted. Is there anyone who has called in on the telephone who wishes to comment? Hearing none, I'll ask that they be muted. Is there anyone who has logged in by computer that wishes to speak? Bob, anyone? So we have no one making comments, Mr. Mayor.
Thank you. We have a motion to close public session.
So moved.
Motion to close public session.
Seconded.
Moved and seconded. All in favor of closing public session, say aye.
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 Opposed, say nay. Public session is closed. Council comments. I'll do it in screen order here. Councilman Wright. Do you have any council comments? Not seeing anything. Councilwoman Crystal Pruitt.
Thank you, Mayor. I don't have too many comments, but I think if I could use some of my time for a moment of silence for the residents that we have lost since this has started. Thank you. And just a reminder, it's very, very difficult. Social distancing is, getting very, very hard. I'm on my 5th week myself. So I understand people's frustration and wanting to get out into the world and get back to normal, but it's really, really important that we take this time and make this sacrifice to stay indoors to protect other people. So I just encourage all the residents, if they're able to continue to stay indoors, make sure you're washing your hands. As the mayor pointed out before, assume that everyone might actually be infected, and just take care of yourselves. Be kind to yourselves. This is a very difficult time. The township manager and the IT department has done a great job getting together resources locally. Just connect with people when you can, and know that we as a governing body are here for you, and we're going to get through this together. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Councilwoman Kimberly Francois.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. All I want to say is these are unbelievable times, and it certainly is something none of us saw coming, and what most of us don't understand. But what we can do is be safe, try to stay well, and stay indoors. And God bless everybody. Thank you.
Thank you. Well said. Councilman Ambassador.
Thank you, Mayor. Yeah, I just echo the comments of my fellow council members. Just wanted to add a quick note. Our Franklin Food Bank is under a lot of stress in terms of feeding the countless unemployed that are requiring food items on a daily basis. So we have been trying to raise some funds for them. I visited them today. I met with Luca. So he and his staff, they are all serving the people with a smile, but they need to buy supplies. And every dollar that we donate is equivalent to $3 in terms of their buying power. So I would request everybody to consider donating anything you can. My wife saw about 50 face masks over the last week or so. We dropped them off today, and they appreciate that. The staff are going to use it, and the clients just don't have the means to get them anywhere, so they're going to hand them off to whoever needs them. So anything you can do to help our fellow citizens would be greatly appreciated. Thank you, Mayor.
Thank you. Councilman Chase.
I don't have any comments. Thank you, Mr. Mayor.
Thank you, Mr. Chase. Councilman Galtieri.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. I just want to say briefly, a big thank you to the 100 or so residents that have stepped up and have been helping to volunteer over the past couple weeks so far. The total count is approximately 10 requests for help, but in the past 2 days alone, that's sort of almost doubled from where we were. So we are in the phase that I think people are going to start needing help. So it's residents helping residents Franklin, or I think it's RHR Franklin on Facebook.com, and there's a link to request help and to provide assistance. So again, that's if you're in need of assistance. I know the supermarkets are not able to keep up with the online orders. So one of the goals is to try to help the at-risk community, try to get some food delivered to you. As far as we're still doing as Councilman Amberison has said, virtual food drive is the best option because the buying power of the food bank is the most, they can get more per dollar, but if you have extra non-perishable items, we are still doing the food drive collection at the senior center at 505 DeMott Lane, and there our municipal employees are collecting the food and then bringing it over to the food bank. So that is another option available. And again, thank you to the Franklin Food Bank, the Food Pantry at Zarephath, and to Salt Foundation for trying to help feed those in need in this time, during this troubling time. So we appreciate all the volunteerism and any support you can possibly give. And that's all I have, Mr. Mayor.
Thank you. Deputy Charles Allen.
Thank you, Mayor. I want to use this. Hello?
Yes.
You hearing me?
Hear you.
On.
Okay. I want to use this opportunity and this privilege to thank all. Hello?
Yes, go ahead.
Okay. I want to use this privilege and this opportunity to thank everybody in Franklin. We've worked very hard in this period, most especially the council and our members who are on the war front of this disease. It has been a very, very rough time. I want to thank everybody. On the same note, I want to let everybody know that for the Marcella, the wife, lost her mother within this period. And it has been very difficult for them. So I express my condolence to that family. Thank you, Mayor.
Thank you. Councilman Vasanella, I skipped over you.
Yeah, I just want to say, look, I know this is a tough situation, especially for students who maybe are in their senior year or eighth grade or college graduation, and it's difficult for all of us, but when people are getting tempted to perhaps go outside or not follow social distancing, or even if they're not tempted to do that, just remember there's a lot of people out there, police, firefighters, EMT, medical personnel at all levels, our township employees, some, very many that are still actually out there in the field, so to speak. And let's not forget grocery workers and delivery people, although they don't always get recognized as first responders or essential personnel. They're out there, and all of these people are out there literally risking their lives. So I just want to thank them. And when people are at home getting aggravated for having to pretty much hunker down and stay in their homes, just remember there's a lot of people out there that maybe wish they could be, but have put their time and their life on the line to keep us safe and get us through this. That's all I want to say, Mayor.
Very well said, Councilman. I made most of my comments. The only thing is we'll be having another town hall meeting on Thursday night at 7 p.m. It's going out via Facebook, but it's done in such a way you don't have to be a Facebook member to do it. You just need internet access. We have that up on the website, the township website, Mr. Manager.
Yes, we do.
Okay. That's all I have to say. Mr. Renown, these are unusual times. Do you have anything to add?
No, I don't, Mr. Mayor.
Okay, thank you. Mr. Manager.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. I'm going to try to get through this as quickly as possible. I think it's important that we just reiterate the services that are available from the township as the buildings are closed, but certainly services are available, and we continue to have employees reporting for work in all of our departments. So I will just quickly go through some things that are available on the township's website. There's a hub for all things related to COVID-19. The topics that are covered are the status of our township services, restaurants that are open for business for takeout and delivery, resources for all local businesses affected, resources for residents who are affected, as well as resources for mental wellness during this pandemic. Additionally, there is, and I'll just quickly go through the different departments that are affected by this and staffing and how you can interact with them. The township clerk can be notified, be contacted by the telephone numbers listed on the website. The police department is currently operating with full staff. However, they've had modified schedules to allow for greater rest periods in between shifts so that they have an opportunity to isolate from exposure to lessen their opportunities for exposure. The municipal court is staffed. However, municipal court is not being held. If you need to speak with someone in the municipal court, you should contact them by telephone and leave a message if it's not answered. The Public Works Department continues to work alternating weeks with half the crews in 1 week and then another half in the second week, alternating. all emergency repairs continue to be done, and the water department is fully staffed, and your water service, for those who have the township's water service, is operating as if it was not in a pandemic. So that is not a concern. As far as the tax and water payments can be made either online or by mail, or if you wish to pay them by dropping the payment off, you can do so in the drop box in front of the public safety building here on DeMont Lane. Fire prevention officials are still coming in with split shifts so that they can provide emergency fire inspections, as well as providing support to the fire districts and firefighting during the days, Monday through Friday. The Parks and Rec Department has online virtual recreation programs for both adults and children. The Construction Code Office continues to work as there still is construction taking place throughout the town, and inspections and permit issuance is necessary for that construction. As that also goes for the engineering inspectors for site work at all of the construction sites. Animal control continues to function with full staff and is available not for adoptions, but by telephone if there's a need for emergency animal control work. And as the mayor said, there is also a mayor's page that has all of the links to his town hall meetings and various information posted by the mayor. I would strongly urge anyone who has any questions or is looking for anything related to unemployment, food bank, volunteerism with Councilman Galtieri, all of those links are located under those different banners on the website. And I would just like to take this opportunity to thank our staff who continue to work through this, and it is trying times, and as everyone knows, it's not easy to go out into the public sector right now and do your job, and they're doing that without complaint, and we have had exposures, and we're dealing with it, but it's something that I just want to say thank you to them. They're doing a fantastic job, and I'm very proud of all of them. That's all I have, Mr. Mayor.
Okay, there are no commendations or proclamations, no council discussion items, no executive session. Before we close, I know it's hard for you. It's hard for all of us. We will make it through this. Be proud of how you acted when you tell the story years from now about the virus. Be kind to one another. Someone in East Millstone put out these yellow sunflower pinwheels in front of every house in East Millstone. They did it anonymously. They brought a little bit of joy to everyone. I'm not asking you to do that, but just please be kind to one another. We will get through this. And as I've said many times, and it's never meant more than this, when I say it now, be well, Franklin. I have to actually vote on this. All in favor of adjournment, say aye.
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 Opposed, say nay. We are adjourned. Be well, Franklin.